slow songs, they for skinny hoes. Can't move all of this here to wanna die.
Hi guys, let's have a small discussion about colorism. So this is Netflix's lineup of black actresses in like main leads. Are you seeing some similarities? Because I'm seeing some similarities. So basically, this is what Netflix representation of black women is. And of course, these women are black women, but this is not the entire scope of black women in America or even across the world. It seems like all of them had to pass, all of them had to pass a paper bag test in order to be on Netflix, which is just, anyway. So I had a discussion about it with this girl on Twitter because that's where we go to debate. I'll show you that in part 2.
Hey all, how are y'all? It's me, Aloha. Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video, and happy Black History Month. So in honor of Black History Month, I'm doing 2 videos this month dedicated to mostly black focused topics. So this video, I'm doing the erasure of brown and darker skinned girls on Netflix and TV. And then my next video is going to be about my favorite black shows, movies, and documentaries to watch during Black History Month. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, what happened? Why did we go backwards? How can we go from this, all this melanin, to this? Black people that pass the brown paper bag test. Because Hollywood is deciding, oh, we gave black people too much time to shine in the late 80s to late 2000s. Now, anybody with any drop of black in them is black. And the thing is, they only do that to black women. Because you look at any of these modern black shows now, like for example, Family Reunion or Blackish, don't you see that these are monoracial black men in the shows? Most of the black male characters in the shows are played by monoracial black men. But when it comes to the black women, especially the young black women, they're played by biracial girls. And it's like, y'all couldn't keep the same energy. What happened to all that representation in the 90s? I know y'all know what monoracial black girls look like, because y'all just didn't want to give them a job. Y'all just didn't want to let them have their shine. And it's ridiculous. I don't know why these people are being lazy. It's like, you have a biracial girl. How about you just write in a biracial character if you want to cast her? Because whenever we speak about not having representation, it's always, oh, you're being so sensitive, or you're so over dramatic. Oh my gosh, this is why we have so much division. They're black. Stop arguing. That's it. But if you take a biracial man, like let's say Wentworth Miller or Logic, for example, or the late Cameron Boyce, rest in peace. If they take any of those 3 biracial men and they say, oh, that's a black man, they'll be like, why is a white man on my screen? So why don't they keep that same energy for when black girls and women talk about it? Because that's what they like. They don't like when we speak out, because it doesn't affect them. It's only until it affects them that they want to suddenly care. Because when it comes to these biracial people, like let's have an example here. Let's say you have a red piece of clay and you have a blue piece of clay. You mix those two together, you're gonna get purple. You're not gonna have red, you're not gonna have blue anymore. Since those two came together, it's gonna be purple. So why don't they apply that same thing? Or let's say you have a quarter and another quarter. What's that? A $50. Or let me give you a better analogy. A $50. Is the cashier gonna take that and say that's $1? No, it's a $50. So why don't they apply the same thing to when it comes to biracial people? Because they're colorists and because Hollywood is racist and doesn't want to see black and dark-skinned women succeed. Because everybody is allowed representation except us. It's like, why couldn't we just exist? And Disney and Nickelodeon didn't make it any better by only casting only 1 or 2 black people in the cast. Because when it comes to us being represented, it's only to be the enemy. We're always the older mom, or we are the grandma, or we're somebody's therapist, and especially the black best friend. Because when it comes to playing somebody desirable on TV, they'll find a biracial girl or even a light-skinned black woman that is living a luxury life. It's always those women. But when it comes to having somebody with a ratchet, nasty attitude, when it comes to somebody you need to be the enemy, when it comes to somebody being poor, they find brown and dark-skinned women then. Make it make sense. So one of my main issues was cause when it comes to these women, you will never tell a white girl to look at this biracial girl for representation. So why is that us? And it's always, oh, the white people won't see her as black, so she's black. Do I care? Are they black? So why are y'all listening to the white man then? They are biracial. Biracial is biracial. And they just don't get that. So I was watching this episode about family reunion, and like I said, the only full black person in that cast is the beautiful and talented Miss Loretta Devine, who's playing the grandma in the show. But all the black boys are fully black. But when it comes to the biracials, they portray black women. But Tia portrays a biracial woman, but the main girl that is about my age, look at this girl and tell me what you see. Does she look like a regular everyday black girl to you? Because if I walk past her, I'll probably say, oh, that's a white woman. Like, I will never assume she was half black until I asked her, hey, are you mixed? And they always choose the lightest people to represent a group of people who you know don't all look like this. Because whenever it came to the main race-based episodes of the show talking about swirling or talking about history in general, it's like, or they did an episode about Black Beauty in Family Reunion. So they did those three. They did an episode about swirling, and they did an episode about Black Beauty in pageants. And it's like, how can y'all even preach Black Beauty when y'all couldn't even hire a full Black girl to play that part? Kind of hypocritical, isn't it? Because whenever it came to the main Black girl, they picked the whitest Black girl. But who did they get to play the best friend? To play the villain? You guessed it. People that look like me. And it's like, why are we still fighting for this in 2021? I just want to see a regular Black girl living her life. That's why the Black show I do recommend that has phenomenal representation on TV right now is Black Lightning. It's about an African American superhero family. And then I also recommend Blood and Water on Netflix. It's from South Africa, so obviously you know there's going to be good representation. And then I think that's pretty much the shows I can come up from the top of my head, because there's so many people that I can name that have biracials as leads. Like, let's say Euphoria, Grownish, Family Reunion, Blackish, Never Have I Ever, Dear White People, etc. But can I name anyone with a dark skin lead? No. And that's pretty sad if you ask me. It's all pretty sad. And that's why whenever I saw a Black girl that looked like me on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, like China Anne McClain or Coco Jones, Sky Jackson, Riel Downs, like, I would just be like, hey, that's me on the screen. Or even Doc McStuffins. I'll be like, hey, that's me on the screen. Or when Princess and the Frog first came out, I was obsessed with Tiana. Tiana was the first Disney princess I wore on my backpack. And I just wish that we got the same amount of representation as these biracial people are getting. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, don't put dark and brown skinned women out of a job. Hire them. And if you're gonna hire biracial people, write biracial characters. Don't let us fend for scraps while everybody can be represented. And just have us playing the side roles, or the roles that make us look bad. So anyways, that's the end of my mini rant. So stay tuned for my second video on Black History Month. My last video is in the description, and go follow me on my social medias in the outro. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!